I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kitchen Cosplay, and today we are watching with you guys Breaking Bad episode 8 of season 4.
Hermanos. Hermanos.
Did you say hermanos? Like
Hermanos. That's Italian. But anyway, last episode we ended on a punch to the face with Hank finally going to the DEA with what he found, and he found a lot more than we thought he did.
Gus is finally on the line.
Yep, like they've got enough at least to bring him in and ask him questions. Since this episode is called Hermanos, I'm like, Polos Hermanos?
Probably,
It's gonna be about this guy. Either this guy or, I mean, the only brothers I know are Hank and Walter, because basically they're half brothers. Well, how do you call it? Like, he's married to Mary, so he's
brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law. Thank you.
Brother-in-law.
Hey.
Come on.
So yeah, they're brother-in-law. They are in-laws. There you go. So there's that. But it might be about Gus having to face consequences this episode, or at least he's gonna have to face Hank, or the DEA, or a police officer. I hope so. Jesse, he was sent to kill Gus. He couldn't do it, and they're trying to twist his mind a little bit, saying maybe you haven't put your trust or your loyalty into the right man.
Oh gosh.
So
You sure did it.
well, I mean, I'd rather him trust Walter than trust Gus, because you know Gus
I'd rather
can
him
stab
trust no one.
himself.
After everything that happened to him.
Yeah, but between Walter and Gus, at least Walter is capable of helping him out and putting his life in danger for him. He did a couple times. But Gus, if Jesse becomes a liability, he won't stop at stabbing him in the back or in the throat with a box cutter. So I'd rather he work with Walter than Gus. But I mean, everyone is bad in this show. Like, everyone is a criminal. Everyone is backstabbing people. They're all in it for themselves. So. Except maybe for Mike, who's literally just working for Gus. So, work with Mike. You know what, Jesse? Leave everyone behind. Work with Mike.
Be the guy.
Start a bromance. Let's go. Anyway, with that said, let's jump into this episode and see if Hank talks to Gus. Let's go.
I fear for my family. I'm sure they'll be fine. I am told the assassin that survived is gravely injured.
Are we seeing his point of view
No, thank me.
on what happened? That's gonna be freaking interesting.
It's true that we don't really see that much of Gus, technically.
The gunman died at the scene. The second succumbed to his wounds earlier this evening at an area hospital.
Oh gosh, you think he's gonna do something about it?
I mean, that was in the past, so he did do something about it. The cartel is trying to take down Gus.
I can give you the highlights. Your nephews grew impatient. They continued to press me for my permission to kill Walter White. When I wouldn't give it, they settled instead for DEA agent Schrader. Marco was shot in the face and died instantly. Leonel lingered for several hours. The warning call to the DEA agent. Juan Bolsa may have some insight into who placed it. But yesterday, the Federales raided his hacienda, and in the confusion, Juan was shot dead. An accident, perhaps. A mistake made by his own men. But we may never know.
He knows definitely who did it.
I thought you should hear it from me.
He's a two-faced son of a bitch.
This is what comes of blood for blood, Hector. Sangre por sangre.
Oh shit. Whose blood is that? Is that like a flash forward to the finale or something? Because now you've got Gus trying to do his business. You've got Hector, he called him?
Victoria.
Yeah, who's really, really mad, and he's sending people after Gus and stuff. You've got Walter who wants to take down Gus. I think Gus is dying this season. He knows what it's about.
Gus, we all appreciate your coming in here to talk to us, but you have the right to have an attorney present also.
Oh, well, I can't see how that would be necessary. But then again, I have no idea why I'm here.
So you wish to continue?
Please.
Sir, your fingerprints were
I
found.
wonder how he's gonna play this, guys.
15 years ago, I established a chemistry scholarship at UNM. Gale was a recipient of this scholarship. He was perhaps one of 3 dozen.
So after years of no contact, he shows up in your restaurant, remakes your acquaintance, and invites you to dinner?
He wanted money.
Gail Bedecker ask you for money?
No, he didn't come right out and say that. He spoke in terms of a vague investment opportunity. But it was my suspicion, yes, as to why he invited me into his home. He was a very, very talented chemist.
He's a master
But for reasons I never
manipulator.
understood, he was more interested in...
Can you tell us where you were on the night of Wednesday the 23rd at around 8 p.m.? Not an accusation, just a question.
No, I understand. Let's see. I was at a fundraiser at Presbyterian Hospital.
He covers his tracks. My
Well,
God.
he was probably at fundraising.
I mean, he did say
Cesar, yeah.
he's a very cautious man.
Sorry, yeah, just one other thing. Is Gustavo Fring your real name? I mean, records show that you immigrated to Mexico in 1986, and then a couple years later you were granted an entry visa to the United States. But there's no record of Gustavo Fring ever having existed in Chile, which I find, I don't know, strange.
I'm sure if you keep digging, you'll find me.
You keep digging,
Oh, that
you'll find
smile.
me.
I hate that smile he does.
Yes, thank you.
Seems so genuine,
I
but
was of some small help.
We know the truth.
Absolutely.
he's nervous.
He's thinking about something to do.
I mean, he has to cover his tracks because he knows Hank is onto him. And Hank didn't believe his bullshit. Oh, I love this.
So, hey Walt, you do me a favor? Reed's working tomorrow, and there's this gem and mineral show that's opening at the fairgrounds. Wondering if you could maybe give me a lift?
Yeah.
I think he's got something in mind. It's not about the minerals.
Collection of my own.
He's taking him on a chase against his boss.
It had been.
There's no rock show, okay? I just said that so Marie wouldn't freak. Here, take it right here.
I mean, you could have at least told Walter before he said yes or something.
You hungry?
Oh,
We're out here
fudge.
for the chicken.
That is so freaking dangerous.
The guy drives a 10-year-old Volvo. It's brilliant. Anyway, listen. What I need for you to do, stick this on it. GPS tracker. You know, wifey thinks hubby's screwing around on her, but she wants to be sure. Stick this on the car. This driver
Oh, he wants to find the lab.
and see where he goes.
But
Unfortunately,
Walter wants
it's not
Gus
like
down.
you, so we gotta come back later.
But he doesn't want to go down with him.
Take it off. Stick it in.
Mike is just there.
It's easy, okay? Here's what you do. Well, they need to help me out here, okay? I mean, this is really important. I mean, Jesus, just you make me beg you? Come on, just stick it in there.
He's gonna die if he helps you out.
Well, you can still warn Gus about it. Said don't take your car to the lab.
Just act normal.
He doesn't want to help Gus. He wants him down. But if he does anything against him, Mike is right there. Or, I mean, if he's not careful, he can be caught as well. But it's like, he wants to help him because he wants to take down Gus. But he doesn't want to help him because he doesn't want to be taken down as well.
That's so confusing.
Like, this episode should have been called Cornered.
Sir, may I help you?
May I help you?
I didn't do it. See? I didn't do it.
Good. Do it. May I help you with your order?
I mean, he knows they're looking at him, so he's got a plan, I guess. Right there, though, he had no choice. With Mike looking at him, if he had put it in without telling Gus, he would have been dead.
You and I, we've had our differences, but I would never
I mean, I would, but...
My brother-in-law, evidence-wise, has nothing. But if something were to happen to Hank, then that would only draw their attention to you, and therefore, to me as well. I will make sure that he discovers nothing.
So try to shut up? That would be a good start? Huh?
I mean, Gus has his own plans. He's gonna take care of his own business.
Jesse! My DEA agent brother-in-law, he's on to Gus.
To hear it, it's like music to my ears. Well, your problem's solved.
What I just said. Hank catching Gus equals Hank catching us.
True.
He's relentless. All right, he won't quit.
It's a good
Well,
thing.
he's got nothing, is all I can say.
So you haven't even seen him since that time at the diner?
That's a lie, though. I don't want them to fight each other.
Anything important?
God. No. And I mean, it's kind of your fault, dude. You pushed him over and over again.
The cartel has given me its ultimatum, to which I've said no.
So he said no.
DEA agent Schrader, he's a concern. He's looking into my past.
They have
So
a
that's
related
his-
past?
That's his past.
Maybe.
Es un buen plan. Confía en ti mismo. Todo va a salir bien.
When he was beginning. It's true. They mentioned Gus when we saw the flashback with his nephews.
Yeah.
And where is the brother now? The blood in the pool, you think?
I think, yeah.
Además de eso, ¿qué tienen en el menú? ¿Sabes por qué? Porque cuando yo mando a mis hombres a su restaurante, ellos regresan no solamente con el pollo, ¿no? Ustedes están vendiendo narcóticos. Metanfetamina. ¿No?
Con todo respeto, don Eladio, yo no sobrevení. Les demuestras.
Don Eladio, Gustavo no lo quiso ofender. Lo que pasa es que nosotros no encontramos otra manera de llamarle la atención. Es que queremos trabajar con usted, don Eladio.
Ya sé todo lo de la metanfetamina. Se conoce. Eso es la cocaína para los pobres.
Don Eladio, yo soy bioquímico de profesión y la metanfetamina que nosotros hacemos es mucho más superior a la llamada bike crank, que como ustedes dicen, es cristalizada como vidrio, es más pura.
¿Cómo no le ofreces a los invitados unas copas? Ándale pues.
He wants them to drink, okay. I sense a bite.
Bueno, entonces, tú eres...
Podemos montar un laboratorio para usted y entrenar a su gente para producir metanfetamina de alta calidad en grandes cantidades.
Fantástico.
But?
Pero quiero que me digas una cosa. Si tú eres el cocinero, ¿para qué lo necesito a él?
Because he's gonna sell your product.
Yep.
He's the head.
He's the businessman.
Don Eladio, Gustavo no lo quiso ofender. Yo conozco a Gustavo como si fuera un hermano. Para mí, este hombre es la persona más leal, más honorable que yo he conocido. Es mi compañero, sí. Yo lo necesito. Él es mi compañero. Por
Oh
favor,
my
se lo...
God. We were right about the blood, but why did he do it? He was the cook. Oh shit. Oh shit. I understand now why Gus doesn't like them very much.
They were gonna kill him too?
La única razón por la cual tú estás vivo y él no es porque yo sé quién eres tú. Pero entiéndeme bien, ya no estás en Chile.
So he was someone important back there. Oh my God! Okay.
Mi consejo, quédate con los pollos. ¿Ah?
Shit.
I can clearly see now the parallel between him and his kind of brother, and how I feel about Walter and Jesse is the same thing.
Yep.
Look at me, Hector.
And now I understand why he's like this.
Something.
Oh, it's vengeance. Deep down, it's revenge. You just know it. Because he's winning this.
Maybe next time.
It's a total shift. Damn.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
It is a total shift to see him back then when he was, trying to prove his worth, and he was less scared or nervous than his brother, I think, because, his brother was really, excited, and then really, oh, please forgive him and stuff, and he always kept that air of him, he had the potential to eventually become the man we know now back then. And apparently he was someone important in Chile. We need to find out more about his past to understand, but he always had that edge, because he's looking at them and he's clearly seeing a competitor, and he doesn't want to be the smaller man. He wanted to be the man, the guy, but he had to go through this the right way, follow that guy, learn as much as you can from him, and eventually maybe become someone really important.
Place,
yeah. But he tried to play with fire and it didn't work. So it brings back everything that happened in the last few seasons, like him taking down the other guy from the other cartel. Now we know he has history with them, and we know why he's so happy to take down that cartel. It's not just because his business is flourishing, or not only because he's the only one left. It's also because he had won against them.
Sangre per sangre, yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! But imagine if his brother wasn't killed by then. He wouldn't need Walter now.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. Well, maybe Walter's meth is purer than what his brother could have cooked.
But they were so similar, though. It's like the same story, but a couple years earlier, a few years earlier, because they were literally saying, what we do, it's the purest, and they were in the world where meth was not seen as the shit. Now he's in the U.S., because I'm pretty sure he left because he wanted to do his own business, but he couldn't do it in Mexico, where they were the big guys. So he went up there, he did his business, and once he proved...
And he showed them that my meth is worth the product.
Yeah, and apparently, I don't know how, but the guy that was in charge, Gustavo? What was that his name?
No.
What's his... Who? No, Gustavo, yeah, sorry. Who's the name of the guy? Anyway, the guy in charge. Anyway, the guy in charge, he's not in charge anymore, so he's gone. I don't know what happened with him, but one of his guys was the one that was in charge of the cartel when we met him, when we met with Gus and stuff.
Don and Devil wasn't in charge?
Well, yeah, the Don. Let's go with the Don, because I'm mixing up the names. It's too hot today, that's why. Anyway, so something happened to him. I don't know if Gus had something to do with this, but he went, did his business, proved he was worth it, and then he started trading. But I think deep down, he always... it's about business. He's a businessman. But I think deep down, if given the opportunity to get back at them,
he was gonna
take it, And he did. He did take it. Because they stepped over the line. They didn't respect him once again. They tried to play with him like they did before. So he went after them.
Yeah.
Killed
it did take his ability to take his revenge.
It took years, though.
But it took years. But the best part about it is that his hands are clean. He wasn't the one to kill the nephew.
And he did.
He wasn't
worse.
the one to kill the other drug lord in Mexico.
No, but he helped along, and I mean, he didn't do worse, but I mean, the Hector took his brother from him, so he took his family from him. He took his nephews.
Take that son of a bitch.
And I mean, he didn't say it, and that's the best and the worst about Gus is he's never gonna admit it, but he knows you know. So he's like, and he's not lying either. He's not saying like I didn't do it. He's just I'm gonna lay down the facts. Your nephews did this, and then I did this, and then that happened. Well, what now? And the guy is just sitting there, and he can't talk, he can't move, he can't do nothing, and he knows it's Gus. And Gus is like patting him on the knee, and he's like, and I would have punched him if I could have. I would have punched him.
I'm gonna ring the bell.
I mean, that's all he can do, which is so. It's crazy because that's exactly what Gus was back then, helpless. Couldn't do anything, had no power. That guy Hector was good at talking loud, having this presence. He was physical, and now he can't do shit. And that's probably worse for him than losing his nephews. To have to sit there and listen to Gus and not being able to do anything.
Oh man.
So this guy comes from. I really want to find out who he was back in Chile because that's the only reason why he's still alive.
Find out before the end of the series. I really do.
I mean, I guess we will, but it's interesting to see his past a little bit because we get to understand more about why he's like this. He lost the person he cared about, so I mean, he knows why he's still alive. We don't, but he knows. It's about his business. He's a businessman, so he has to do what he does best.
Do you think that the loyalty between Jesse and Walter kind of reminds him of what he used to have with his sort of brother?
Maybe.
Sorry for the nose, guys. There's a truck outside.
Maybe, but then is it a good or a bad thing? Because his brother did end up dead. Because because one of them was a liability. Like, I mean, they didn't do things the right way, you know? Which is why now he's very cautious and he looks after everything. That's why he's looking at his trail. He's looking at the clues. He's making sure that everyone is taking care of everything. You know, Mike is there to cover for him. There's that other guy who's taking care of Walter. I mean, I don't think he relates to Walter the way he related to his brother because he doesn't like him. But he respects his knowledge. And which is why he's not doing the meth himself. He knows he's not a cook. He's a businessman. Which means he needs the people to work for him. But it just, to me, it just explains why he's so cautious. Because he was the underdog before. Now he's the top man. And he wants to stay the top man. So he's going to make sure he stays on top. I don't know what he's going to do with Hank. I don't know what he's going to do with the cartel. I'm excited to see. I'm scared for Hank. But I think nothing is going to happen to Hank for a while because last time he was on the trail to arrest them all, he got owned by the twins.
He did, yeah.
Owned because he actually managed to kill one and put the other in the hospital. So there's that, but he was paralyzed and stuff. So I don't think if he goes after Gus this time, it will end up with him losing. We could be surprised, but I'm going to give him a chance. Right now, he's onto something. He's less brash than he used to be because of his condition. So he has more time to think things through. This could be... And that's what he needed back then. He needed to think things through before he acted. And now he does it. So maybe that's the edge he needs.
He does it? He put a tracking device without a warrant on Gus' car.
Yes, but he's not literally going into there to beat it out of him.
Small difference. He beat Jesse because he thought that Mari, his wife, was in the hospital.
I agree, but when he was before that, he was banging on the door and asking Jesse to come out. He was trying to break into the RV. That's not okay. And he was talking shit to Jesse, saying like, "Oh yeah, you think you're so good and stuff. I'm gonna stay right here and wait till you leave the RV." I'm gonna see. So I think now he is still Hank. Like he didn't change, but there's a part of him that's just less action, a little more thinking, because he cannot do the action.
No, he can't.
So he has to think things through, and to me, that might just be enough to put him ahead a little bit. We'll have to see, but I'm excited for this.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is already up on Patreon. The link's in the description.
That's right. So you go down there, guys, click and subscribe. And if you don't find that, this will be up on YouTube
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.